You're listening to WKCR from New York, 89.9 FM on the dial. It is 12:30. You feel me? It is Notes from Underground time. I'm your host, Dylan Farley. I'm here with Olive. Came to the station. Appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure. So we're about to do a little interview real quick. Then we're about to play some of Olive's music. And then he's about to do a performance for us here on Notes from Underground, the best place to listen to contemporary hip-hop music in New York, in the New York scene. So you ready to get right into it? Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. So first off, tell people where you're from. Where you from?
Oh man, I grew up in New Rochelle, New York.
Can you tell us a bit about, your background, how you got into music, starting up in the town?
Yeah, so I initially started playing piano at like 5 years old. I had like a teacher, and I'm personally not really a big fan of like a lot of piano teachers. A lot of them tend to be, from my experience, just not great teachers, and so the whole experience was boring. So I stopped playing piano for like 2-3 years, and then actually a little longer than that. And then middle school, I met one of my friends, Abaja, and he also played. And so we both ended up just teaching ourselves by ear. And then from piano, I like to listen to a lot of rap growing up. I kind of veered off into that, and now I just found myself, making pop rock music.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So I see you trying to be like the new, king of pop in New York City, in the New York scene especially. How do you think your music is especially different from other artists in New York scene? You're definitely not like a gra gra boom rapper, like one of the natural New York hip hop artists. So tell us a little bit about your music, how you came to your sound, and everything like that.
Yeah, so honestly, I did start out rapping a little bit, and then I even went on like a whole promotional tour in Europe with Tony Dofat.
Oh, how was that?
That was crazy, man. We went across like 9 different countries.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was like a month long. But after that, I kind of just did some self-reflection, some thinking. I also had some experience in Haiti that I could probably touch on later, like some real near-death experience. And so I ended up taking all my, past situations, and I didn't really want to be viewed as a rapper. They kind of get a different type of rep. They get looked at a different type of way. And also, since I play piano, I feel like I could sometimes incorporate that into some of my music. So honestly, I just ended up really found my style last year, to be honest. I had a school project, and we had to make a song about mania because we were studying the Beatles. And so I ended up making like a pop rock song called Whoa Mania, about like girls having mania at concerts, just going crazy over the artist. And my teacher ended up loving it, so I took that to Quad Studios, made that song, and that was like so far like my favorite song out of everything I released. So I was like, bet, I like this style. I don't really listen to it that much, but like I'm gonna go down there, and I have my own different influences from different things growing up that makes it different. So it's kind of funny. I actually don't really listen to anyone else who makes this kind of music. So I can't truly say how similar or different it is to
It's for sure
other
different.
people.
It's definitely different.
You think
sure.
so?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to like who are you listening to growing up? Who are the maybe especially outside of hip hop? That's what I really want to get into, because like your stuff has hip hop elements in it which you can recognize, but it's definitely influenced by some other stuff which I couldn't really put my finger on. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
So what are the other things that you listened to growing up, especially?
Yeah. Oh man. I'll say it's like.
Do you have any other main like people you looked up in music besides like hip hop people, hip hop figures?
This might be like a little bit too close to hip hop, but I definitely listened to a lot of X growing up, XXX Tentacion. And he also veered off, into some rock.
Of course.
And, but besides rap, I really stuck to 3 main genres growing up. It's either rap, piano music, or jazz. I used to listen to like Bill Withers, all that. And now I listen to a lot of gospel, which is different, but yeah.
That's interesting. What do you want your people to get when they listen to you? Do you want the first reaction to be, this is different, or do you want them to dance? Like, what do you want your music to? How do you want your music to impact your listeners? I should say. What do you want your impact of your music to be?
Honestly, I think it's a very niche type of emotion that I evoke from my music. So I'd say it's kind of less of a relatable thing and more like just looking into my life and my experience. And
but I feel like some of the stuff you talk about is relatable though.
Oh yeah, for sure, especially in a lot of my earlier work. But like some of the songs I'll be showing today is really some more personal experience type things. And I'm sure nothing's one of one. I'm sure there's many people out there who could find a way to relate. But yeah.
You talked about personal experiences and, you know, getting into that in some of your songs. You mentioned earlier a personal experience that you wanted to get into a little bit, talking about something in Haiti. I just wanted to touch back on that real quick before we, you know, got too far away from it.
Yeah, all right. So
what was up with that?
Yeah, so basically, so my dad was born in Haiti, and he moved here to the Bronx when he was young, and he took us back a lot of times. I've been there 5, 6 times, and most recently was in 2018, and that was kind of when like the country took.
Are you just Haitian or are you anything?
Oh no, my mom was born in Germany, so half. And so in 2018, that was kind of when the Haitian government started tweaking a lot, and I happened to be there at that time. My uncle had a resort in Haiti, and he was having his like 60th wedding, whatever anniversary, something like that. So my whole family was there. Next thing you know, we're at the resort, and then the government doubled the gas prices over some, you know,
some bullshit.
Yeah, just corruption.
Yeah.
And when the government does things like that in Haiti, everyone revolts. Like Haitian people are known for not keeping quiet, not, you know, just letting things be. You know, if,
being
if
vocal
it's
about
unfair.
the
Yeah,
issues. Yeah,
very. You know, the Haitian Revolution, you're very vocal. More than that. So yeah, basically while we were there were tons of roadblocks. We had to get to the airport, and there were people with, you know, guns, machetes, people trying to pop our tires. So basically we had a fleet of cars, and we had to go to the airport, and there's like mobs of people trying to pop our tires just because we had, and you know, it's like, it's wrong that they're trying to do this because we didn't do anything wrong. But on the contrary, I understand they have every right to be upset at, you know, anyone who has more than them, essentially, which is what it was. So, you know, we're traveling with suitcases and pickup trucks and stuff. And so they're over here trying to like slash our tires. One of them hit one of our tires, but thankfully it didn't pop.
Damn.
We had to seek shelter in a church. Had to call the U.S. Embassy. They told us they couldn't do anything, and you know, we had like a few guns and stuff on us, but we didn't really have ammo like that, which was an issue. So then we were gonna have a helicopter get us out, but it was like 40 of us. My whole family was there, and the helicopter only fit 9 people, and eventually, someone who was in our party, we had like a few high-level Haitian people in my party, including my uncle, and they were able to contact police, who essentially escorted us to the airport. But even with the police escort, we almost didn't make it out. Like, it got crazy. And like we before leaving the church that we were seeking shelter, had like everyone had the conversation like what's about to happen next, we don't know. So prepare for anything to happen. Send out some last minute texts and everything. Cause
definitely make you value your life, the situation.
Yeah. And I saw people who don't even pray get religious there, and I was just, you know, it was just a moment where I didn't think we were gonna make it out. And the fact that we did and flew home, and then the same night I'm back in New York, it kind of just blew my mind. Yeah.
So you had to fly back that same day you came back to New York?
Same day all that happened.
That's crazy.
I'm back in New York, laying in my bed.
And were you in school at the time? Because you said you went to the Rock Nation school.
No, that was during my gap year. I took a gap year before going. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. How do you balance all like the different demands that you have of your music career with your personal life, and then when crazy shit like that happens, like how do you juggle all three?
Man, when we came back, a few people got therapy from that.
Damn.
Not me or my brother or my dad or any of us, but like for a minute I did have some PTSD. Like when I see trucks and stuff, I kind of have flashbacks. But all in all, I kind of used it as inspiration. You know, I used it as motivation.
That's
like
awesome.
Okay, like we made it through that, we thugged that out. So like I'm back here, and if I could, you know, thug that out over there, I could really do anything over here. I mean, we could have easily died and we didn't. So I feel like I have to, you know, really fulfill my passion, my destiny. So
no, for sure.
I just use that as fuel. Yeah.
For sure. How do you connect your music, and how does your music connect with and represent your community and its experiences and your own experiences? So I mean, like the one you had, like with the near-death experiences, and even other stuff that may occur, like issues of oppression and shit like that.
Oh man, I incorporated like some Haitian words in some of my songs. In terms of like more on the political side, I haven't really spoken about much. I've spoken about more like on social media, but when it comes to my music, I kind of just dwindle it down to like the basics. And usually I usually tend to go back to that situation, and like what did I say? In one of my songs, I said like, it's snowing in Haiti, I summoned a demon. That's just playing on like them doing voodoo and stuff, by the way, which isn't obviously a bad thing. It's just a religion, you know, it could be used for good or bad depending on how you use it. in another song, what I say, blasting rocks and rolling with them Haitians. When we're in Haiti, sometimes we just head to the mountains and shoot up the mountainside for fun, and
That's dope.
just
That's dope.
yeah, I just dwindle it to the basics for that.
That's dope. What experience you talked about that near this experience that you had that helps that has helped propel you on your path in music, helps you really appreciate your life and what you have going on. But what other previous experiences have helped you the most within the music space, within the music career that you have that you're pursuing right now?
That's a good question.
Any stories you could tell of like learning experiences, shit like that?
Yeah, honestly, the tour was a big learning experience. That was when I was rapping, and I truly didn't understand like the lifestyle that accompanies that. And I'm not really like
Which tour was this? Sorry.
That was a promotional tour that I did with Tony Dofat. That
Okay,
was 2019. I'm not really a party person. Like I don't like I'll pop out to a party once in a while, all that stuff. But usually I don't really feel comfortable around like big crowds and stuff. So like on that tour, we're basically going to sleep between 5 and 7 a.m. and waking up between like 9 and 10 a.m. every night. So we're getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, whatever. And then basically traveling or partying the whole day. And I just didn't really like it too much. I made a lot of good lifelong friends from that tour.
Word.
And I also learned a lot music-wise from that tour. But like in terms of finding my sound and like navigating my way, that really just taught me what I didn't like, and then I was able to eliminate my options and figure out what I really do like. But more in terms of like the things I've learned and experiences that have affected my music, I'll say I can pull from anything from heartbreaks to friendships not working out to friendships working out to I've experienced a lot of death. I pull up from death a lot. I have some experiences with like voodoo priests and stuff, so I pull from that sometimes. Just I try to lean in on some things that maybe not everyone knows about, some more mysterious,
for sure.
Taboo type things.
Yeah,
just to add more edge and actually teach a lesson too. So.
That's fire. Speaking on like tour and crazy experiences, the last time I saw you like in person, you was on stage with ASAP.
Oh yeah.
You was on stage with ASAP. That shit was crazy. So talk about that real quick. What's up with that? How'd that all get together? You feel me? Just tell me everything. How'd that happen?
So I can't like elaborate on certain details because I signed an NDA, but essentially through the Rock Nation School, I was at Rolling Loud and I was in the mosh pit, moshing, whatever. For ASAP's first song, and then it got quiet for a second. I guess like they had some technical something was going on, and then so like I walked up towards where ASAP was standing. He was on like some little platform, and I just walked up to the front, and then he looked down at me and like he put his hand out, and I thought he was just dapping me up because I thought he remembered me from I've seen him before, and then so I went to dap him up, and then he just pulled me up on stage, gave me the torch, and then he was like.
I saw it. I was like, bro, is that like what?
Yeah.
And then you posted it after, because I was like that nigga's built like my bro I know. I'm like, wait, there's no way. And then later you posted it. I'm like, that's crazy. That nigga's really up there.
Bro, when he gave me the torch, I looked around. I'm like, bro, what? Like, I'm an artist myself. And he just put me on stage at Rolling Loud. Like, I owe ASAP that one. Like, for sure. Like, I gotta get him back for that. But bro, holding the torch the whole time, I was holding it above my head like this, and the whole time it was like dripping or like leaking sparks, whatever.
On your hand?
No, on my head. So like the whole time while I'm up there, I'm getting like burns on my neck, and bro, it's hurting like hell. Like I'm actively getting burnt, but I can't do anything about it.
You have to raise, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like I love that, bro. If they did, because what happened was, if I remember correctly, the people that were working at Govball, was it Rolling Loud? Rolling Loud. They weren't like. They didn't arrange his set correctly, so he was pissed. He was like, "Yo, where's my shit? Where's my XYZ?" Because they weren't moving everything correctly. But like the idea he had for the set was fire. He was on a fire escape, and that was really well done. I love that.
Bro,
a lot.
It was wild, and he had like Glorilla come. She was on stage.
That shit was crazy.
And
bro.
then when you saw when he went to crowd surf, that was when they took that famous picture.
Yeah, and we was like, oh.
Yeah. And they turned that to a meme, so that was funny too.
That's crazy.
So, it went viral regardless.
That's fire. Most memorable moment so far, for sure.
Yeah.
That shit was too tough. That shit was too tough. So you just talked about how your lyrics touch on different issues that people don't talk about as much. Can you speak on how your personal experiences and values have shaped your music even before that? You know what I mean, like your earlier music to now. How's the transition been? How have you seen yourself grow as an artist?
So I'd say for my earlier music, I was really kind of leeching off of other artists, you know, which I think is a common thing to do when you're starting out. You
Of
know,
course.
you look for other influences, and sometimes you get a little too deep into that, and you end up sounding like somebody else.
Interesting.
And in my, you know, when I first started making music, that was when I had also first started modeling, and so I was like rapping a lot about modeling and getting money and this and that, and like it had a little bit of my own edge, but at the same time I was also like stealing, like at the time Kodak was my favorite artist, and I was just taking like a lot of cadence from him. You know, I wasn't stealing like flows or anything like that, but I was definitely like jacking, you know, that type of rap style. And after that, you know, I'd say also another thing growing up. So like since I'm German and Haitian, I speak German and a little bit of Creole. So and I traveled a lot, bro. I've been to like 25 countries.
Damn.
Yeah, and I've been to like some of them
Wait,
like
wait,
20
wait.
plus times.
Give me like 5 real quick. How many countries? I've only been to like 5.
Bro, so bro,
25 countries.
I'll give
is
you
crazy.
like the most exotic ones. I say like Turkey, Iceland, Norway, Honduras, and Egypt.
Well traveled. That shit crazy.
Yeah, so
I need to get outside more.
for sure. Yeah, I was blessed. You know, my mom took me and my brother everywhere. My dad too. But yeah, so that, you know, that enabled me to be a bit more open minded. And once I kind of tapped into that, that was when my sound started to change, and I really, you know, started to look in and figure out like who am I actually, and
That's awesome.
like what's my experience, and how can my music reflect me truly, like just me.
So authenticity and honesty are more important in your music now than it was before, you would say?
Most definitely. When I first started out, I was rapping about things that like I was rapping about things that I didn't really live. I was rapping about things that my friends lived, but like I'm not them. And you know, it's okay to do that. Like I know some rappers will rap on stories that their friends did. Oh, they did a drill, whatever, this and that. But it's like the type of attention and looks I was getting from that, I wasn't a fan of. Like you know, I feel like I knew better. And once I realized, I'm like, wait, I know better than this. That was when I did better.
How do you think like social media and the internet have impacted the way that artists create and approach, like, you know, promoting their own music, especially in like the topic you just talked about, like that type of shit?
So I think like in life, a lot of things are waves. You know, they tend to sway either way, and you know they always come back. I think right now we're like closing up a little bit, kind of on an era where like the fast music promo stuff is like a thing. Like I know like when 6ix9ine was like the most, you know, popular thing, that was when like everyone was on Instagram like blowing up everyone's comments saying listen to my music.
Facts.
And everything was just a publicity stunt. Everything was a huge publicity stunt. And I'm not saying that it isn't now, it definitely is, but like back then it was just nonstop like doing the most dumb things for attention. And I think a lot of people who did that ended up burning out, and they realized that like it didn't work. So I think that's why it died out, you know, as much as it did now. Now we kind of just have like the bots on Instagram. But I'll say, sorry, what was the question again?
Basically like how do you see like yourself? What was it? I actually forgot what I said.
How has social media changed the world?
Social media,
how has social media, you know, changed the way that, you know, artists promote and share their own music and stuff like that?
So then, my bad. So after that kind of era, then that was when TikTok started to become a thing, and TikTok I think is and was great for artists. The thing is though, that's also like a real short attention span type of, you know,
of course,
thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not really a fan of those things. I really like, you know, I know YouTube even has shorts now. I really like full length content to where like you sit through a few minutes and watch things. I know like a lot of the young generations and even our generation isn't quite like adapt to that type of content fully. We like the really short attention span, you know, quick content. But I say it's difficult right now. You know, you kind of really have to post consistently every day. And if you're not posting every day, then you have to either know somebody in the industry or like just pay a whole lot for ads in order to get any type of attention. But I'd say like the best advice for artists, I would say, is like to hop on trends before they're trends.
Word.
You know, a good example is TikTok. You know, I know a few people who blew up on TikTok before TikTok is at its level that it is now. You know, because then it's less concentrated, less saturated, and there's a lot more room for people to really, you know, reach a wider audience.
Word. Speaking of waves and like how things come and go, how do you see your music changing in the next couple of years, the next 5 years, say, and where do you want your career to be in the next couple of years?
That's a tough one. So there's an artist called I don't even know how to say it. I think it's Lauv or Love. It's Lauv, and I really like his music style. And there's another artist called Sleeping at Last, and I really like his music style too. And they're very different. I'll say Lauv, he makes more of like more pop music, and Sleeping at Last, he plays many instruments. Like he plays violin, piano, and he has these long intros of his songs. Where it's literally just like solely instruments, and then like halfway through the song, that's when like his vocals begin. And to me, there's something about his music. He sings a lot about space, the universe. He has a lot of like astronomy references, like he has a whole album called Atlas, and the song titles are like Saturn, Pluto, Mars, and all that stuff. And I really like the concept of that because that music really makes me think. It makes me contemplate. There's actually like a famous saying, I don't know, you guys probably heard it. If you contemplate a grain of sand, you could see all the marvels of the universe. And I feel like his music is like that. Like if you listen to a song, it really just, opens up your mind. You remember that there's stars in the sky beyond all the light polluted, all the light pollution and all that. And it really just makes me think, which I think is a great thing, and it makes me think in a positive way. And I want to one day have that type of positive impact on my listeners.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in, bro. This is fire.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Anything else you want to say real quick?
Yeah. So I'm working on a music video right now. I don't know if anyone listening plays Wizards 101, but I'm really tuning into that, man. Like in my Instagram bio, I'm level 77 Myth Wizard. So I'm drawing a lot of inspiration from that. I got 3 songs that I just made: Medusa, Cyclops, and Plot Armor. We're gonna play them shortly, I think, and just pulling a lot of inspiration from that. Music videos on the way, and everything's staying consistent.
You know the best. Appreciate you, bro.
Likewise,
thank you, Olive.
Bro. Thank
You've been listening to Notes from Underground here on 89.9 FM, WKCR FM New York.